can we get people where crisis isn't what gets you out of comfortability and gets you to grow to your potential? Like, that's what's fascinated me with psychology, is how can we get enough people that they thrive for greatness, but it's not, human nature is like comfort. Oh crap, this is too uncomfortable. Now I'm going to grow to my potential. How can we skip that? That's the $1 million question to me. I've always been challenged with.
Well, you started with the word pause, and I think the pause is the brilliance, because if you can take that pause in every moment, we learn how to respond instead of react. So we save a lot of time there. And then keeping ourselves in the equation, especially as midwives and healthcare providers, we are taught to take ourselves out of the equation.
Yeah.
You know, sleep when you die and live on caffeine was how I was trained. I was like, this isn't sustainable. I love snacks and I love my bed. So I made it, the number one priority was where I was in the equation so I could show up for others. And I raised children. I've been a parent since I was 21. And I learned very early, if mom's not happy, nobody's happy.
Yeah.
But it applies to the bigger picture. If I am nurturing and taking care of this community of people, my health is number one, and my example is number one. So I can't ask you to get mental health support if I'm not doing that for myself. I can't ask you to exercise and change your diet if I'm unwilling to do that for myself. So I think training midwives to, it's a fine line, because we also have where midwives are being trained. I'm so sorry, honey. Okay. To, like, I've heard, I don't do early labor is a new training that is coming into the vernacular. And I'm like, well, I understand that, because if you're not taking great care of yourself, early labor can really zap you.
Yeah.
But that's not the solution to not show up for
they're trying
clients
to
to get
cover
more
up the
hours for
symptoms
yourself.
versus getting to the root cause of the issue. They're trying to assemblize the little bit of survival tasks they can handle anymore, but they're not actually realizing. I think a big part of it is that mantra of self-care is self-aware. It's not being selfish. And I think as moms and midwives and our stigma, you got to keep your house tidy and everything, you feel guilt. Like, it took me forever to sit in a bathtub and not feel guilty. Oh, there's the pile of dishes. Oh, there's this. Oh, there's that. Like, once you get into the habit and you see the ripple effect of investing in yourself, it goes tenfold the other direction. But until people take that leap of faith, and people say, I take vacation, but then they're like watching the charts and never separating and still not stopping care. I'm like, that's not vacation. It's not vacation.
Well, I learned from Mary Jackson years ago, who does the pre and perinatal psychology training. And she was telling a story, but the essence of the story was the midwife's lack of self-care manifested in more complications with her clients. It wasn't direct, and it just, that was the one factor that she could find in the client complications was, I'm not my optimal. And I really took it to heart. And so I want to give my clients support, not shame around it, right? And finding those places of what is self-care for you, whatever it is. And then also the example. They know, like, I'll be honest, I'm canceling 2 days because I had a birth, and that's what I do to take care of myself.